Hey tankers, welcome back. Got some World of Tanks action here, and this is my new beauty right here. The 110 Tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. I've got the tracks, I've got the best radio, I've got the best engine, I've got the top turret, but I don't have the best gun quite yet. I'm still using the gun from the IS-2, so I'm going to be doing 400 damage instead of 320, 330, which is what the other gun does. So initially I'm just trying to see how fast this thing goes, and I'm going to turn a little bit. It's maybe initially not quite as fast as the IS-3, I think. But I think it's a little bit narrower. It's not quite as wide. Just looking at the profile of it and stuff. The turret is pretty damn strong as well. It's got some really good sloping and some angles. Not really too big of a weak spot in the top. Going downhill and doing about 40. I'm just going to check here to see I've got anyone coming with me. I don't really want to go down to the beach and fight 5 tanks by myself. So I stopped. You can see here it's got really sloped pike armor in the front. Pretty big lower plate, but you can kind of stay farther away and keep pointed straight at your enemy. You're able to bounce stuff pretty good in this thing. So one of the things I did find is it doesn't have the side armor isn't as good as an IS-3. It doesn't bounce stuff quite as well. You can see I'm driving into the fog mist down here. Not really used to it being this foggy down here. So coming around the corner here, we've got T-29. And I'm not going to be too hasty about getting out there because there's only 2 of us. And I'm spotted, and I don't know if he had 6th sense or not, but they might have been shooting at me with that shell. So he took that one straight in his lower plate. So I'm just shooting here to get rid of some of the cover. Not too sure what's over there. I can see that the IS-3 on their team and the T-34 are not on this side, so it looks more like I'll be engaging the Tier 7. The whole rest of the team seems to be Tier 7. It's a very Tier 7 heavy game, and I got to be one of the top 5 Tier 8 heavy tanks in it. We actually had more Tier 8s than they did by 2 or 3 tanks. It was kind of weird. So I'm coming across here, and there's a Tiger P and a Black Prince, and they're wanting to shoot at the T-29 at this point. And stupidly I stopped to shoot. Probably shouldn't have done this. I went into the dirt anyway because I didn't fully aim it. And this is where I had to open up my armor a little bit too much. So hitting the side, hitting the side. Hitting the side again. And yeah, most of those tanks down there have like 170 or 200 pins, so the side armor in this tank isn't going to hold up. So I've taken a fair bit of damage just getting over here, but this is pretty much where I was able to do quite well. I need to switch targets onto the Indian Panzer instead. So I put one into his turret. You can stay in external cam here so you can kind of see how this thing does. Here, and I've got a side shot on the Black Prince. It's so nice to be able to shoot through this stuff now. T-29's moved up. And I've got a shot through this piece of concrete, so I'm going to take it. And our T-29 has managed to die. Which isn't good, because now I've got a whole beach full of tanks coming at me. So I shoot him once. And there's a bounce off the turret, bounce off the front plate. And now there's a Black Prince. He bounces off me. Gives me a side. So I'll just shoot the Tiger P instead. So that one went off my turret. One of those went in somewhere in there, yeah. Wasn't angled quite good enough there. So I'm getting over here so I can kind of hide a little bit of my plate. And the Indian Panzer's right there. And I'm not too sure if I can shoot through all that crap there, so I just avoided shooting. And I can see there's a Tiger 1. And that shot wasn't fully aimed and it completely missed. So I'm really looking forward to get the top gun on this tank. It's going to really change it and make it a lot better, I think. A little bit better gun depression as well. So I've got a pretty decent shot here at the Indian Panzer. Take him out. Good job up here. Got a pretty decent side shot at the Black Prince. I'm just trying to keep my armor pointed sort of at him. Move him a little bit, and for whatever reason he didn't decide to shoot there. And the Tiger 1's here, but he's going to get assaulted by the T-69 and get taken out. So just looking at the front of the tank here, you can see I got one shot on this very seam of the armor right there. Shot there. Most of the shots that hit me went in, were in the side when I had to open my side up to turning. But looks like I maybe took a shot there, and the hatch to the left. But the armor held up quite well. I got shot 12 different times and 8 of them bounced. So all in all, I've been pretty impressed with the armor. I've only played a couple games in the tank so far, but it seems to be pretty effective against lighter gun stuff with about 200 penetration. I think once I get up against all the really stupidly unbalanced stuff that has like 300 and 270 pen and stuff, my armor won't matter. But it is nice to have a tank that can bounce stuff other than maybe the Super Pershing or the IS-3. This is a pretty neat tank. So far I'm liking it. And yeah, not too bad of a game. Did 2,700 damage. Killed 2 tanks in my very first battle in it, and also got second class mastery badge in my first game. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, that's just going to be a quick first look at the 110, my new tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. Pretty cool. I like it. I think I'm going to like it maybe more than my IS-3.